Good morning and welcome to the January 21st session. Can't believe where January is gone. Before we start, we always ask for one of our local ministers to come and bless us with a prayer. And today we're honored to have Pastor Lieutenant from the Orangeville United Methodist Church again. David, thanks for coming.
My pleasure. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, yes, there is so much to be thankful for in the new year. We pray that within this day, within this year, like turning the page of a calendar, also to remember that forgiveness is available to what your Son did on the cross. And yet we're in times of division and hatred and violence and confusion. So many are confused. Father, there is one truth. You are truth. Father, you came, and again, are a little past Christmas. You sent your Son to be truth to this world. So in each one of us today, and particularly in the commissioners today, as they make decisions, that each one of us would seek truth, which means we would seek you in all of our jobs throughout the day, so that we may contribute this day to turning things around for you. Amen.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Desmond from our Economic Development. How about you lead us with our pledge today? Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Desmond. These chairs.
I'm gonna get a spoiler put on mine.
First on the agenda, item number B is approval of the regular session minutes of January 14th, 26. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second,
Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batch.
Yes. Item C is public participation. Do we have anyone that would like to speak today? Yes, Jen. Do I have to read this again? You've been through this enough to know.
No, the draw, you can read it if you like.
You know you have 5 minutes to address.
My name's Jen. I live in Union Township, and so I wanted to read this to start because it's pertinent to what I want to talk about. So this is from Deuteronomy 15, verse 7 through 11. If among you one of your brothers should become poor in any of the towns within your land that the Lord your God is giving you, you shall not harden your heart or shut your hand against your poor brother, but you shall open your hand to him and lend him sufficient for his need, whatever it may be. Take care lest there be an unworthy thought in your heart when you say, the 7th year, the year of release is near, and your eye look grudgingly on your poor brother, and you give him nothing. And he cried to the Lord against you, and you be guilty of sin. You shall give to him freely, and your heart shall not be grudging when you give to him. Because for this the Lord your God will bless you in all your work, in all you undertake. For there will never cease to be poor in the land. Therefore I command you, you shall open wide your hand to your brother, to the needy, and to the poor in your land. So this past weekend, I was helping volunteer at the warming shelter at the One Way Church. And, they go out of their way to help the people who need shelter in these temperatures. And it's going to be cold as all get out next week. And they only have room for about 30 people. We've got to do a better job in this county. I know we start every meeting with a prayer. That's why I started with this Bible verse, because I feel like in this county, we do a good job of trickle down economic development, whereas we give the tax incentives to businesses to come here in hopes that we all get great jobs and then all the problems will be solved. But that's not reality. Reality is a lot of people in this county are working and still fall below the poverty line. And because of federal budgets and state budgets, money is getting cut, and you guys all know that. And I asked at the beginning of last year what our plan was to address the needs, what if there were economic, like if we're facing a recession like they predict, there is a potential that we could be facing a recession at least that equals the Great Recession in 2008. And I mean, we've got to find a solution, even if it's temporary based on weather, to make sure nobody is out in the cold during this weather, to make sure that people are able to get food. I know that we do hotel vouchers if people need homeless shelters. I don't know how many vouchers we have available to get out to people, but I know that there's buildings that the county owns, even the homeless shelter that was shut down during COVID. Can't we find a solution to address with these people? Because I've heard there's like 300 people who need a place to stay. And it's great that we're finding solutions for some of the people who live in our county. But, you know, people are going to be experiencing economic hardship, and it's going to be coming in waves, and it's going to be hitting hard because that big, beautiful bill cut a lot of stuff. It cut medical, it cut food, it cut assistance for farmers, it cut money that goes to the rural hospitals. What is our plan? Have we started working on a plan? And I know they introduced a budget in Congress, but there is a likelihood that we could be facing another government shutdown at the end of this month. What is the plan? The last time we were facing a government shutdown, I was told there was no plan because it was unexpected. We should always have a contingency in case the government shuts down because we have a divided Congress that won't work with each other. There will be more shutdowns, I'm sure, as long as this continues. So we need to have a plan on how we can address the needs of all of the residents in Clermont County. And I feel like we need to do a better job, because if you don't understand like how easy it is to become homeless, and I remember in the 80s when you would say one medical bill, one hospital bill, you could end up homeless. We're going to get back to that. And we need to find a way so that it does not devastate our county. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, we'll close public participation then. Item D is consent agenda. Board, we've had this in time to review. Are there anything that needs to be corrected or removed?
None.
Okay, I would ask for a motion to approve them.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, Gail?
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Moving on, item E is non-consent agenda. First thing on is item 9. It is a recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 006-26 to approve payment to vendors in the total amount of $3,555,111.54 is outlined in the BCC approval invoice report for checks dated January 21st, 2026. BCC directed prepaid invoices reports and the procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on January 20th, 2026, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants pursuant to and in compliance with section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Roll call, Gail?
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Item number 10, Sandy Hawk.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Sandy Tahad, HR Director, and it is my recommendation to adopt a revised table of organization for human resources. As outlined in Exhibit A attached thereto, abolish a vacant benefits coordinator position at a pay range C and adding a human resource generalist 1 at a pay range B, effective upon approval. to authorize the update of the appropriate internet links and dependencies accordingly.
Thank you, Sandy. Board, we've had a reading of number 10. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Thank you. Number 11 is Desmond Miata.
Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning.
Item 11 is a recommendation to authorize Bonnie J. Baxter, President of the Clermont County Board of Commissioners, or in her absence, any other member of the Board of Commissioners, to execute the grant agreements listed below between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Columbus Field Office in Columbus, Ohio, including all understandings and assurances relative to the fiscal year 2025 U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development programs, in compliance with the terms and conditions and the applications for federal assistance ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on August 13th, 2025. So this is for the CDBG program, grant number B25UC 390010, and an amount of $1,2,763. Grant period is 10/25 to 9/30/2032. And also for the home program, grant number M25UC 390223. Grant amount is $524,476.72. And for the grant period of 10/1/25 through 9/30 of 2034.
Thank you. Board, you've heard a reading of item number 11. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Roll call, Gail?
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran. Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you. Number 12. Morning, Lyle. Morning, Lyle.
Item 12 is a recommendation to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute change order number 2 with John R. Jurgensen out of Cincinnati, Ohio. This was previously ratified by the board on May 21st, 2025. Project number RS-01-25, relative to the 2025 road resurfacing program phase 2, located in various townships and municipalities, and represents an increase in the amount of $104,645.77 for a total adjusted contract price to date of $4,129,748.57 for additions, deletions, and/or modifications and condition upon the release of the required purchase order. This is the final change order, the final adjustment of quantities for the project.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item 12. Do I have a motion to approve? Make the motion.
Second.
And Lyle, let's just clarify, these townships, they pay to be included in this because they can get a better price on the paving than going out and doing it on their own. It's not like the county is doing all of this for the townships.
Prior agreements, they've paid for their share.
Right. Okay, thank you. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. You also have item 13.
Item 13 is a recommendation to adopt resolution number 007-2726 to authorize Jeremy P. Evans, the Clermont County Engineer, to execute a local public authority federal local let project agreement number 43613 between the Clermont County Engineer's Office and the Ohio Department of Transportation of Columbus for federal funding for the Federal Highway Administration relative to the Clermont County Amelia Olive Branch and Clough Pike Road repaving project for a total estimated project cost of $1,112,834.24, with the federal share being 100% of the eligible costs up to a maximum amount of $800,000.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 13. Me? Sorry. I've always been told I had a big mouth. Okay.
Pull your mic in.
Oh. Thank you. So item number 13, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter. Commissioner
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you, Lyle. Good morning, Joel. Good, how are you? Item 14,
Morning, everybody. Joel Gross, Director of Water Resources Department for Clermont County. Item 14 is a recommendation to execute an extension of contract with Glenwood Electric Incorporated for electrical maintenance and repair of water and wastewater treatment plants and appurtenances for the Clermont County Water Resources Department, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on 5/24/2023 for an additional one-year period through May 23rd, 2027, pursuant to and in compliance with Article 11 of the reference contract and all other terms and conditions of the contract to remain in full force and effect and contingent upon the release of the required purchase order. This is a one-year addition to a three-year contract that you already have, folks.
all right, thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 14. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, Gail?
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Item 15,
Item number 15 is a recommendation to authorize Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to execute and electronically sign the First Amendment to the grant agreement through the Ohio Department of Development, Water and Wastewater Infrastructure Program for the grant number DEV-2023-204727 as awarded by the Ohio Department of Development for American Rescue Plan Act grant funds for the Middle East wastewater treatment plant improvements, project number 6402-60193, extending the expiration date from June 30th, 2025 to June 30th, 2026, with all other terms and conditions of the original grant agreement to remain in full force and effect.
thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 15. Do I have a motion to approve?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, Gail?
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Item 16, it's your morning.
Item number 16 is a recommendation to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners, or in her absence, any other member of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute change order number 1 to the contract with Rack and Fowler Excavating, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on June 4th, 2025, for the Branch Hill Miamiville Road water main replacement, Booster 1 to Branch Hill Guinea Road project number 6401-60232, located in Miami Township, which represents a decrease in the amount of $119,277.62 for the total adjusted contract price to date of $2,078,405.38, as well as a reduction of time of 50 calendar days for a revised contract completion date of November 26, 2025 for additions, deletions, and or modifications. Most of this item was the contingency that wasn't used. There were some line items that we needed a little bit less quantity than we thought to complete the project, but this is a balancing change order.
Great. We always like a decrease. Okay, Board, we've had the reading of item number 16. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, Gail?
Commissioner Corcoran? Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. 17,
Item 17 is a recommendation to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners, or in her absence, any other member of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute change order number 1 to the contract with Ford Development Corporation, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on October 23rd, 2024, for the 9-mile Bradbury Transmission Main Phase 2 project number 6401-60178, located in Pierce Township, which represents a decrease in the amount of $274,845.51 for a total adjusted contract price to date of $2,462,196.49, as well as a non-compensable, extension of time of 14 calendar days for a revised contract completion date of August 8, 2025 for additions, deletions, and or modifications. Again, there was $150,000 in contingency in that item that wasn't used, along with less pavement that we needed and a little bit less controlled density fill than we needed to complete the project. So those are the main items that
Good.
decreased that.
right. Board, we've had the reading of item number 17. Do I have a motion to approve?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, Gail?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran, Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Number 18.
Number 18 is a closeout project. This item is a recommendation to accept the contract between the County of Clermont, Ohio and Rack and Baller Excavating Company for the Rumpke Road Area Water Main Replacement Project number 6401-60231, located in Union Township, as complete as of September 18th, 2025, and to approve the application for payment number 6, final, which represents the release of retainage in the principal amount of $87,343.08, plus all accrued interest earned.
Okay, thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 18. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, Gail?
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 19, Chris McClinic. Good morning.
Chris McClinic, Community and Economic Development Director. Item 19 is a recommendation to execute the Airport Management Agreement addendum between the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont County, Ohio, and Eastern Cincinnati Aviation, 2001 Sporties Drive, Batavia, Ohio, for the management of the Clermont County Airport for the first renewal term of 5 years from the effective date of January 21st, 2026, with 2 additional 5-year terms upon mutual agreement of the parties, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions of the Airport Management Agreement and addendum.
Board, we've had the reading of item number 19. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
I'll second.
Any comments? Discussion?
Yeah, let's just discuss it for a minute. The reading that you had, Chris, it said with 2 additional 5-year terms upon mutual agreement of both parties. Contract requires every 5 years that the 2 parties can sit down and decide if the terms that are currently in the contract are sufficient for the follow-on.
That is correct. And there was a lot of work done 5 years ago to get this across the goal line, and we've been real happy with our partnership with Eastern Cincinnati Aviation. We have a great relationship, and if there's any issues, they address them in an extremely timely manner, and we're in constant communication as we're doing the airport layout plan and the master planning process right now. So Chuck's kind of an extension of the county out there for us. He's the manager for us. And the only change, we were happy with the terms. We went through this with a fine-tooth comb, and the only change we made was we are actually compensated. The county is actually compensated for this agreement as opposed to us paying for the management of this property. And it was a 3% annual increase. And the only thing we looked at was tying that to the cost of inflation. So that was really the only change that was made in the contract. And the agreement allows us to negotiate financial terms. We can't renegotiate the entire contract, but it allow us to renegotiate the cost and the payment. So that was the only thing that actually changed in the term of the renewal.
In the only statement that you made that was an understatement was that it was a difficult negotiation getting it on the table, but it was worked out.
Correct.
You bet.
And we
Thank
look
you.
forward to continue. We should have the FAA's blessing on our master planning and airport layout plan by the end of this year, and we will have a presentation, and you all are aware of what's going on with that, and we'll keep you posted.
So now, since you opened that up a little bit, it's on that master plan. One of the things, any particular advantage that's in that master plan that we're trying to manage towards that makes the Clermont County Airport more serviceable, more usable?
We in that plan we would extend the runway, which would allow for larger jets, with the corporate jets in there, and will allow us to expand for our existing businesses that are in the community to be able to possibly have facilities there, hangars there, offices there, and there's a lot of potential for economic development around that site. There's a lot of parcels right now that are available. Some things have changed politically, and there's been some annexations around there. So we'll see how that plays out. And the extension of the runway would be extremely beneficial for the county as far as business attraction, retention, those types of things.
And just in round figures and time, how long does it take to get a master plan agreement through the FAA, and what's the rough cost for that?
Gosh, we started the process a while ago. We actually had a consultant on board a year and a half, 18 months ago, probably. And we had submitted our initial findings and facts, and, with the hopes of getting that runway extension. The FAA said, well, if you do that, then you're going to have to change your taxiways. And so that's what's taken so long. And roughly it's $500,000 at this point. And the good thing with that is the FAA pays the bulk of that cost to do this master planning process.
Okay.
Anything else?
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
No. No.
It says effective date of January 21st, 2025. He said effective 2025.
She doesn't need to be. I'm sorry. She doesn't need to. Yeah, it doesn't need to be.
Before you approve. It's the beginning of the year. Everybody's reserving.
Is the date off?
Is that date wrong, Chris?
I say 25 in here, but that's
Okay, we'll make the correction. Generally, those corrections come from the board. We don't usually take it from the audience. Just
Got it.
so the board knows. Okay?
Thank you.
Thanks for pointing it out.
Okay, did we have a motion to accept?
We do. We're in discussions.
That's what I thought.
We ready?
Yeah.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran, Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes,
Thanks for being here.
thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 20. Dale?
Item number 20, I think if the board would not mind, can I move it below the resolution to approve the supplemental appropriations? If we can do all of our add-ons together. So that's just for your knowledge. I think we need to do them all together.
Want to do them at the end?
Yes, exactly.
Then we'll let Emily come up.
Morning, Emily. Good morning, board. Before I start, I do just want to mention, I have a new employee here, and she came to session, so I know all of you haven't met her yet. This is Chelsea Himes, and she is our procurement specialist as well. She'll be handling CTC grants. So you'll see her. She'll be hopefully really helping us get procurement in the right direction. Good. She comes from federal procurement, so she is
Yeah. Well, it's nice meeting you yesterday.
We'll have an official introduction, I think, in a couple weeks.
Great.
Nice. So I have a recommendation to resolve to approve and authorize changes in the annual appropriation resolution number 186-25 for calendar year 2026. These are 3 supplementals. The first is the Common Pleas Court Special Projects, Other Expenses for $18,000. The General Fund Probate Court Retirement Payout for $15,435.10. And Adult Detention Corrections, Other Expenses for $57,500. And that the supplemental to the jail is due to the cost for overage. So for the health insurance, the health care at the jail in 2025, there's a max to what our contract covers. So the cost pool went over that amount, and they got billed this year for it. So it was additional expense that they had to pay this year that they did not have a purchase order for. So we were giving them the budget to pay that.
Okay. Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 21. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Thank you. So now we want to go back to 20?
Sure. We'll do it as additions to the agenda. How about under item F?
Okay,
You want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
All righty. Do we have a second? I will tell you, we have actually, well, let me tell you what we have first. I'm sorry. We have 3 items to do with levies, 1 to do with water resources, and 1 for an annexation. All right, so Commissioner Batchelor? Yes. Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
And Commissioner Corcoran.
On the agenda.
Sorry, I got you all mixed up there.
You.
I did, but it's okay. We got it back on track. We do have 3 levies. Do you want to come read yours, Dan? Does anyone in the audience want to come? I can read them for you if you like. Okay. Dan first. I do. I actually have. I'm going to put you to work up here. How about that?
Would you mind if we just go back and reset for a minute?
We need to reset. Yes. Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Dan.
Good morning. I'm Dan Otke, Superintendent with the Clermont County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And I have a recommendation to adopt resolution number 00826, to request the county auditor to certify to the Board of County Commissioners. Actually, let me go back to the top here. Resolution declaring it necessary to levy an additional continuous tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation for the operation of community programs and services authorized by county boards of developmental disabilities, and requesting the county auditor certify the tax valuation and estimated revenue. Again, this is a recommendation to adopt resolution number 00826 to request the county auditor certify the Board of County Commissioners the total current tax valuation of the county and the dollar amount of revenue that would be generated by a continuous tax levy in the amount of 7,500.75 mil for each $1 of valuation, which amounts to 7.5 cents, 0.075 per $100 valuation to be placed in 2026 tax duplicate for the first collection in 2027.
Okay, sorry, what?
I need to stop. I gave him the wrong one. We do need to reset, don't we? Yes, we do. I'm sorry, sir. You're with developmental disabilities, and I gave you the wrong one to read. I apologize.
What have we done?
Is it right or wrong?
I have the correct development.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, I'm looking at a different one. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
All right.
It's me today.
Gail needs to read that.
I do need to reset today.
Reset?
Yes, yes. I apologize, Dan.
No, that's okay.
Bad. That's fine.
So I'll pick it up where I think where I left off. So for the operation of community programs and services authorized by county boards of developmental disabilities for the acquisition, construction, renovation, financing, maintenance, and operation of developmental disabilities facilities, or for both of such purposes, for submission of the question of the tax to the electorate of the entire territory of the Clermont County, Ohio, at the primary election to be held on Tuesday, May 5th, 2026, pursuant to Section 507-05222, and in compliance with Section 505.03 of the Ohio Revised Code.
So commissioners, this is the first resolution. So there's 2 resolutions that are required to be passed. The second actually places the resolution on the ballot. This is just requesting the auditor certify the amount collected. And that's estimated to be $5,355,662. Cost per 100,000 is $26.25. So we're at the first step. This has to be sent to the auditor, the second resolution, no later than next week, in order for it to get on the ballot in May. Dan, do you have anything additional from your presentation from last week?
I don't think anything additional. I appreciate the opportunity to present to you all last week in terms of the needs on behalf of our board, in terms of the work that went into putting this together. So I'm happy to answer any questions or continuing questions.
So put this into, well, I'll let you go ahead and call.
Yes, do I have a motion to approve this?
So move.
Do I have a second? This is just to get it out there.
This is just to make the calculation of what this would cost. Then it takes another resolution to
Second
put it on.
resolution.
Correct. Correct.
Do I
Got
have
it.
a second? I'll second it. Roll call, Gail?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor, Commissioner Corcoran.
Yeah. While you're up here, let's talk about this for a second. This is millage over and above the 10 mil floor. Is that correct? Okay.
It's outside.
It's outside millage.
Voted on, yes.
When you hear it hooked to inside millage, when you hear it hooked to the 10 mil floor, you know, obviously there's a 20 mil floor for inside millage. And so that's the issue. Just want to make sure that that's clarified. This is voted millage by the citizens of Clermont County, Ohio.
Correct. Yes. So this requires their approval in terms of anything that we would do.
Correct. Okay.
Hey, Dan, can you just talk about, you have 3 continuous levies currently and 1 5-year, correct?
Correct.
Okay. When is the 5-year? That's in 2028?
Yes. The 5-year operating levy expires in 2028. So that would require, obviously, you know, in terms of next steps, it would require for us, you know, in terms of services past that, at least renewal at that point. So, yeah. And that was a driver in terms of kind of timing for all of this as well, because, and also when we factored in a continuous request, just from a strategic standpoint, it gets, you know, for the situation, this would fall into an operating perspective, then we would be operating under 2 operating levies, which would potentially require renewal requests that could, you know, require every couple years potentially putting that before voters, and so it just became a worry for our board in terms of concerns related to either voter fatigue or anything of that sort. Along with what I described last week, which was, you know, the nature of our services being lifelong, it does, you know, it is a situation that that is a player for us in terms of making sure we're taking that into account based on the fact that we, for example, if we place a person on a waiver, that could be something that could be on the books for 50 years based on the services needed for that particular individual.
So we ready for roll call, Gail?
We already did it.
We did?
Mhm.
I'm telling you, y'all confused.
It's a hard day.
Any other questions?
Thanks.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you for what you do, Dan.
Thank you. Well, we have Dottie here, but we have 2 choices on this disposition. So Dottie, would you like to come read both? And the board can discuss it on what they want to send to the auditor? I have both of them here.
Thank you.
That's what I screwed up. There you go.
Thank you. Morning, Commissioners. Dottie Meyer from the Department of Job and Family Services. We have actually 2 potential resolutions for your consideration. In regards to the first, it's a resolution to adopt, or recommendation to adopt resolution number 009-26 to request the county auditor to certify the Board of County Commissioners the total current tax valuation of the county, the dollar amount of revenue that would be generated by a renewal tax levy in the amount of 8/10 mil for each $1 for valuation to the amount of 8 cents, $100 valuation for a period of 5 years placed on the 26th tax duplicate for the first collection in 2027, which is the first year after our levy runs out. And for 4 years thereafter through 2031, for the support of children's services and the care and placement of children in and as it relates to the submission of the question of the tax to the electorate for the entire territory of Clermont County, Ohio, at the primary election to be held on Tuesday, 5/5 of 2026, pursuant to the appropriate sections of the Ohio Revised Code. That's for the renewal option. The second is an option of recommendation to the adoption of resolution number 009-26 to request the county auditor to certify to the Board of County Commissioners the total current tax valuation of the county and the dollar amount of revenue that would be generated by a renewal tax levy in the amount of 8/10 mil for each $1 valuation, which amounts to 8 cents per $100 valuation, and an increase of 2/10 mil for each $1 valuation, which amounts to 2 cents per $100 valuation for a period of 5 years to be placed on the 2026 tax duplicate for the first collection in 2027 and for 4 years thereafter through 2031 for the support of children's services and the care and placement of children in as it relates to the submission of the question of the tax to the electorate of the entire territory of Clermont County, Ohio, at the primary election to be held on Tuesday, 5/5 of 2026. And that's in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code. And that's for a 0.2 increase we had in regards to that. So I don't know if the board has any questions or we did our presentation last week and addressed at the last time when we asked for the increase, we were a little over 60% increase in placement costs over the life of the levy. And now we're looking at over an 88% increase over the life of the levy. And the reality is that with just a renewal, we will be out of reserves by the end of 2027.
So Commissioners, the renewal will generate $3,590,100, and these are all estimates until the auditor certifies the numbers. The cost per $100,000 is $16.27. The additional. Go ahead.
We can't hear you.
Okay, sorry. David, are these
Our mics are failing us today.
on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The revenue generated for the renewal is $3,590,100. The cost per $100,000 is $16.27. The additional revenue generated for the 0.2 increase is $1,428,177, and the cost per 100,000 is $23.26.
Thank you.
And those are all estimates again until the auditor certifies those numbers.
Right.
Commissioners, any comments?
Are Gail, well, I should say, Dottie, are you asking for one or the other? Or are you asking for both?
No.
One
we
or
were
the other.
asking for one or the other. We wanted to give commissioners a choice. And we tried to lay out last week when we did our presentation what the possible ramifications were given whichever choice that you made. And I want to make one clarification. By the end of 2027, it's not that we're going to be completely out of reserves. We're going to be below where we would want to be in regards to our reserves. The reserves would be exhausted mid-cycle, which means that if we don't get the increase, our reserves would be gone mid-cycle, and we would have no choice but to either come to the commissioners to ask for money from the general fund, or we would have to ask mid-cycle for a completely new level, which we were hoping not to do.
So how do you want to handle it? Either or just
Yeah, the board would just have to determine or make a motion to approve one of the other options.
one or the other?
Mhm.
So we calling for a motion on each one or what?
One or the other, right?
One or the other.
other.
I'll call for a motion on the renewal of the current tax levy.
Second.
I'll second.
Okay.
Can I make a motion?
I'll call a roll call.
All right.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter, Commissioner Batchelor.
I'm going to say no because I prefer the second one, because what's the point of approving something that we're going to not have enough money to protect these children in Clermont County? And it's not your fault, your agency's fault, that the cost of placing these children in these facilities has gone up. And that's, from what I understand, is where the downfall is. So that would be my only reasoning for doing that. And I think we have an obligation to protect the children of Clermont County.
And I think that's noble, and I totally agree with you. I mean, I'm for that option, but I just don't think that it's going to pass. So if I'm going to reach into the barn and pull, a horse out that's going to win, I'm going to say that a renewal levy would be uh, looked at in more favor by the citizens of Clermont County. I just don't think from the previous session that we went through before, trying to get it approved, that it would be approved. And so,
I'm here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you go right ahead. Go
Well,
ahead.
from our perspective, and obviously, I'm here to just talk to you about the need. That's my position in regards to Department of Job and Family Services. I'm not here to advocate one way or the other in regards to the actual levy on the ballot. But from my understanding of the performance, there was about 68 votes that was shy, and what was attempted was an education in regards to what the need is. And I believe that the committee understood that it was a uphill battle given the tenor of property tax issues. But there was over 400 undervotes in regards to that. And I think that from the discussion, it was if the education could have reached those individuals. But obviously, like I said, I'm here to just tell you what the need is. And it's my obligation to let you know that this is where we're going to be next cycle. If we run the renewal, I'll be grateful for that. And I'll be grateful for the opportunity to have what money that we do have coming in from the levy, because we would be in dire straits without this levy. It doesn't cover all the costs in regards to placement, but the reality is that our ability to be able to place these children is dependent upon this levy money. So we'll be grateful for either option. It's just my job to let you know this is the forecast should we not have the increase in the future. So if you have any other questions in regards to the need, I feel like I can address them.
Dottie, the way I see it, if we sell to the public, it's 2 cents. And, I think we all can afford 2 cents. Come back and we don't put you in that position cycle.
So let's talk about that. What you're asking here is to certify it through the county auditor. Can you certify them both and then let the board decide which one goes to the ballot?
Make a phone call.
Yeah, we'll have to call. I don't know that we do that.
Dottie, in consideration of that, I sit on the Family and Children's Services Board. I have a lot more insight as to what we're spending out there on our placements. And as you know, we're looking at some of those above and beyond costs. They are so out of control, some of these private agencies, and how they're absolutely milking our government agencies who are trying to take care of children. My concern is that we put something out there. I just have to tell you, I'm number one in taking care of children. I've spent my entire career on that. And I support your department 100%. My concern is, this is going to fail. And one of the reasons is we're underneath a real government issue right now of what's going to happen with our future taxes and some of these levies. And then all of a sudden, great, we've got all these increased taxes out there. And then boom, property tax is shut down. I don't know what's going to happen on it. My concern is I don't want to leave you out there in a lurch on it. Something needs to happen as far as reaching out to some of these independent agencies. I don't know if and I know we've talked about doing our own, et cetera. Angela, I'm looking at you. I'm sorry, but you're head of that whole, and you really worked very, very hard to watch every dime that goes out the door. And we've discussed it in meetings that, $1,000 for a child, it's like, where is this money going? And per day. And that's not your fault. It's just we're trying to take care of children. But in the meantime, I think if this fails again, I'm really concerned about where we would be. And that's my reason for not voting for these increases on levies at this time. I will not do that.
Right. The other thing is, if you don't go now, before when it went through, it was in a it was in an off time. This is where the citizens get to decide one way or another. So I'm having Tom pull up the attorney for the board, and he'll talk about whether you can certify both or not, and see what our options are.
I mean, the old adage of a bird in the hand is better than three. And so I
Absolutely.
understand all that. And that's why I'm bringing it to you as complete and total options. And, the board is always very supportive and understands where we are fiscally and the barriers that we have in regards to the protection of children. So I appreciate the thoughtfulness that you're putting into this decision, and understanding where we stand and where we will be really in 2 years if we just continue with the renewal.
And two things that are on the dias right here are absolutely critical. One is what would be the percentage of, that it may pass or fail. The other would be, obviously, there's a definite taxation problem here, with tax for Ohio traveling all over the state trying to do away with all property tax, and people really don't understand what that will do. If that happens, there will be no townships in Clermont County. Townships are only funded from property tax, and all of that will fall to the county, and no one has really come up with the magic plan that says, okay, what are we going to do as far as the legislation to replace some of that taxation? Are they going to take it out of their rainy day fund? Where's it going to come?
We, while we're waiting for Mr. Spitzer to come on, we are very fiscally responsible as the commissioners know. We're answerable to not only you, but the taxpayers as well in regards to how we spend this money. And when you look at the fact that we have almost $10 million in placement costs, our levy is only worth $3 million, and we're still making it work. And we're doing that through fiscal responsibility. And we would continue to do that, regardless of what the commissioners decide. We will continue to do that, and we will continue to find the best placements that we can for the children, so they're safe and they're taken care of. And we'll continue to make this tough fiscal decisions in order to make that happen. So,
but that's another unfunded mandate from the state. The state is telling you how to operate. They're not sending the funds to do that.
Correct.
That's where it's at.
That's bingo right there.
As we talked about in this presentation, the last presentation, is there's the caps that they're putting in. The caps mean nothing because that's just how much the government could give us back.
Right.
That's not, they're putting a cap on how much they will give us. They're not putting a cap on how much we're going to be charged.
Correct.
So I understand all of those, and that's why we're coming with options. And we'll be grateful with whatever you decide.
Okay.
Mr. Spitzer, are you there?
Yes.
Morning.
Morning.
I am going some of the Secretary of State literature on the double certification question that the board has before it. I do not know offhand what is allowable if they pass both. Obviously, this is just the first resolution, and so it's just for the county auditor certification. I would be inclined to think they could likely pass both. I don't know for sure. So I'm trying to check as quickly as I can.
Okay. So the board has voted to get the certification for the renewal only. And so we will hold and move on maybe to senior services. And Brian, maybe you'll have an answer for us.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm flipping through as quickly as I can, and once I find that answer, I will
just chime in.
We'll let the board know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Donnie, before you leave the dais, just a second. A meeting ago, we talked about food insecurity, government shutdowns. And so you weren't here at that particular, but a question was asked about how successful the food drive was, how much food was collected, how many families served, how was the decision made for food distribution? Could you just update us on that while you're
I
here?
will, and I'm going to ask Andrew Gully, who's the administrative program administrator for our FCF, who was part of the collaboration when we were talking about food insecurity. So in regards to those specific questions, we in response started not only in Commissioner Corcoran was part of this committee as well that was formed. And we formed the committee not just for the government shutdown, but with the thought that we were going to move forward and have plans in place in case anything did happen in the future. While we were dealing with the food concerns that we had in regards to the government shutdown and SNAP benefits not being loaded in November, we asked for permission to be able to have the county workers and the county agencies gather together to do a food drive internally with the commissioner's approval. Then we asked for the permission and was granted the opportunity to use DJFS if individuals could not drop off to the actual food pantries. Our request was that they drop off first choice to the actual food pantries, but if they couldn't get it there, to use our building as a drop-off point. We're happy to report that not only did we gather a large amount of food, canned goods, things such as that from our internal county food drive, but also many people from the public also delivered. We had a drop-off point in the front main entrance. And then what we did in tandem to that, in addition to collecting the food, we also formed a committee in collaboration. As I indicated, Commissioner Corcoran was on that. Ms. Gully was part of that, but we also had our head of our OJ was part of that as well. We had our emergency services, and then we invited all of the food pantries in Clermont County to also partake in that committee. And the reason that we did that is because they were in the best position to tell us where the food should be distributed. So what we invited, obviously, IPM. We had several, I think that there was maybe 7 or 12 different food pantries that were part of this committee that we met. We met weekly. And what we would do is that we would keep them informed in regards to what food we were collecting, what type of food we were collecting. And then they collectively decided which food pantry was in the most need at the time, because there was a pull on resources in regards to those food pantries. So I'm happy to report that we had an entire van full of food that was delivered first, I believe, to mothers. It was like mom or mothers, I'm sorry.
I think it's Mom's Pantry.
Mom's Pantry. That's who was voted as first being the one in most need. And then the next load of food that was collected was taken to IPM. Now, as far as the amount of families that were specifically served in regards to our food drive and our efforts, that would have to be for the food pantries themselves, because they were the ones that distributed it after we dropped it off. This was completely voluntary based. We had a lot of people from the county that volunteered to help coordinate that. And we appreciate all the work that the county members did in regards to that. But in addition, to follow up in regards to what happens from here, we made a commitment after this committee was formed to stay in communication and to meet now quarterly. Now, if there is talk of potentially a government shutdown, we have the means of being able to meet sooner than that and to be able to pull everybody together and to be the same community partner. We also partnered with an additional Miami Township as their own kind of emergency services. Mr. Cooper from Miami Township, he joined in because they were doing their own independent food drive. And what we really wanted to do is make sure that we formed these connections, have the communication open so that we're ready to respond immediately if something like this happens again, and we don't have to reinvent the wheel that we had to when we first started the program. So go ahead.
And Angela, you put out there for us, it's on our calendar all the way through, that it's activated at any time we need to. It's a hold in all of our calendars that bingo, we're live now, we need to reopen everything. So that was great, and it runs us all the way through.
We're going to meet the first week of February because we want to get
Right.
in place, and then we're going to actually look at the funding and things like that may be needed. But we want to have something be more proactive and reactive with this.
Very nice. You did a great job on it. It was a lot of work. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other
Thank you.
questions to follow up in regards to that?
No, it was a great drive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just say something real quick about the
Good
vaccine?
God.
Just as
Nope.
feedback
No,
that
we've got to
we
stop this. Nope.
we need to move on with this real quick.
Yes.
Okay, Gail.
All right. Next, we have Bill DeHaas, and he is going to read the one for senior services. See, I'm on track now, guys. We got it. Okay.
All right, Gail.
Morning.
If I could, real quick, just want to say that the services that we just talked about are so vital in Clermont County, and I've always been in awe of my colleagues and what they do with Clermont County Budget. It's tremendous, and what the community does for those organizations too. So I'm going to throw that out there real quick. Okay, Bill DeHaas, Chief Executive Officer for Clermont Senior Services. The recommendation to adopt resolution number 010-26, requesting the county auditor to certify the Board of County Commissioners the county's total current tax valuation and the estimated revenue from the renewal of a 1.3 mil tax levy, 13 cents per $100 evaluation for a 5-year period to be placed on the 2026 tax duplicate for collection beginning in 2027 through 2031. For the purpose of providing or maintaining senior citizens services or facilities as authorized by section 307.694, 307.85, 505.70, or 505.706, or division of section 717.01 of the revised code as it relates to the submission of the question of the tax to electorate of the entire territory of Clermont County, Ohio, at the primary election to be held on Tuesday, May 5th, 2026, pursuant to sections 5705.19 and 5705.03 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Any questions? Okay. Do I have a motion then to
So moved.
Second?
roll call?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
That-
Board,
Yes.
Yes.
I apologize for interrupting. I do not think there's anything contradictory on certifying both because it's just the county auditor calculation stage. And so you can get the number on the renewal and then the renewal on the increase from the auditor and then pick one of those two options at the next stage.
Do we need to rescind the motion? I don't think so. Okay.
Move forward with the renewal. Now it would be reading the motion for the renewal and the.
And I can do that. We're going to go back to Children's Services, and I'll read this. Recommendation to adopt resolution number. We're going to leave that open. It's 009-26 right now, but I will find a number that's right for that. Okay. To request the county auditor to certify to the Board of County Commissioners the total current tax valuation of the county and the dollar amount of revenue that would be generated by a renewal tax levy in the amount of 8 cents mil for each $1 valuation, which amounts to 8 cents per $100 valuation, and an increase of 2/10 mil for each $1 valuation, which amounts to 2 cents per $100 valuation, for a period of 5 years to be placed on the 2026 tax duplicate for first collection in 2027, and for 4 years thereafter through 2031, for the support of children's services and the care and placement of children, in and as it relates to the submission of the question of the tax to the electorate of the entire territory of Clermont County, Ohio, at the primary election to be held on Tuesday, 5/5/2026. This is pursuant to Section 5705.24 and in compliance with Section 5705.03B of the Ohio Revised Code.
Motion to please that.
So moved.
I have a second. I will second. Roll call?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran. Okay. The next one we have to do today is water resources. I have it for you to read. Okay. Why don't you go ahead with that one? If we've changed anything.
Awesome. Good morning again, Commissioners. Joel Gross, Director of Water Resources. This morning I have in front of you a recommendation to adopt resolution number 011-26, resolving to amend resolution number 092-25, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on June 25th, 2025, which approved revised general plans for the 5-year wastewater capital improvement plan 2025-2029, to amend said plan to include the Lucy Run trunk sewer replacement and relocation project located within Batavia Township, to authorize and direct the Clermont County Water Resources Department to perform or have performed preliminary and design engineering, preparation of detailed plans, specifications, contract documents, and estimates of costs for the proposed improvement, and further authorize the Clermont County Water Resources Department, its employees or agents, to enter onto private and or public properties to be affected by this proposed improvement after sufficient notice to others and or persons in possession or control of such properties to perform civil investigations, surveys, appraisals, and other examinations as deemed necessary in order to finalize said preliminary design or design engineering, contract documents, acquisition of necessary rights of ways, and estimates of costs pursuant to Chapter 6117-.01 of the Ohio Revised Code. And a little background on this one. Apologies for the short turnaround. Representative Congressman's office reached out to us on January 9th saying that potentially there would be some monies for us available to do some infrastructure improvements to help the environment. Last summer, about a 600-foot section of 24-inch sanitary sewer main serves pretty much the whole southeastern corner of our service area, and the Bethel transmission main, sewer transmission main, broke 2 different times down at the bottom of the hill. I believe it is right adjacent to Wilson's Preserve. At the bottom of that hill in the creek was where that sanitary sewer main was placed. Lateral earth pressure from the slope dislodged that pipe during heavy rains last year over the summer, and broke in 2 different places. Our folks had to wait essentially until that water receded to be able to even fix that. So it's a problematic area. It affects a whole lot of folks. Wasn't included in our original capital improvement plan 2025 to 2029, essentially because we didn't know about it until those breaks happened over the summer last year. So we are essentially asking to be able to put in a grant that wasn't originally accounted for with the CIP program. That's why we're up before you all today. We assume that we're going to have to move about 600 feet of that main and replace it with about 2,300 feet of main to go around that problem area and get it out away from that slope. So essentially we're asking today to approve us adding a project of the amount of $3 million to do that, of which the grant would cover 75%. The water resources would be responsible for 25%, or roughly $750,000. We have those monies appropriated within the wastewater funds, capital improvement funds. So we have the monies to match that. Should we be awarded this grant, which is due Friday, and we'll come in for you today to request adding that to the capital improvement plan.
You're ready with the grant, right?
Yes, ma'am. I'll have it turned before Friday. It's a very short fact finding. Get more detailed as we get further into the process.
And this came from Congressman Taylor's office, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Second.
Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran, Commissioner Batchelor.
Joel, your staff for being able to turn this around in such a period of time. And Gail, thank you, and the prosecutor's office for assisting us to try to get this turned around. Some of these things come in relatively late notice, so we want to make sure we're trying to take it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris and Jennifer from my office. Pulling the late night to get it done for us. We appreciate that.
You might want to go ahead and, put some of those projects on the shelf so you can just reach up and pull one off when it happens.
Absolutely. In fact, there's another mechanism for doing this other than that EI, what they call the infrastructure improvement for the environment grant, called feasibility study. So as we go through the rate study and as we go through water modeling, which we're going to do this year, we absolutely are going to identify more of those problem areas that are inhibiting growth potentially and cause a detrimental issue to our system should one of those go down. We'll have those ready to go for the feasibility study. properties.
And by all means, look at new service areas. There's obviously a large plan there about what the water and sewage system looks like throughout the county.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. The next one is an annexation. This one I can do. This is a recommendation to acknowledge the filing of a petition for annexation of 9.9954 acres from Stone Lake Township, Clermont County, Ohio, to the village of Owensville, Clermont County, Ohio, filed in the office of the Board of County Commissioners on Tuesday, January 20th, 2026, by Michael Manier, attorney of Milford, Ohio, for the agent Jeff Jarvis, who is agent for the petitioners Mary Ann Potts and Charles Prine of State Route 276, Batavia, Ohio. This is for parcel identification number 302912D 162, and to designate Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 at 11 o'clock a.m. local time in the office of the Board of County Commissioners, 101 East Main Street, Batavia, Ohio, as the date, time, and place for the public hearing, and to acknowledge the notification of the date, time, and place of the public hearing to be sent to the agent for the petitioners on Thursday, 1/22/2026, via email, all in compliance with Section 709.02 of the Ohio Revised Code and pursuant to Resolution Number 2103, previously adopted on 2/25/2003 by the Clermont County Board of Commissioners. Board, we received this yesterday, and so we had to put it on the agenda today to get that public hearing date set.
Do we need a motion to approve this, right?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Roll call, Gail?
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Is that all of the add-ons, Gail?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Commissioner Batchelor, if we could, the board could consider moving up staff discussion. I just want to, we have a couple staff here. I just want to follow up from a resident last week that was at our session asking about our water tower and some
Yes.
property maintenance issues, and I have staff here to address that for the board.
That's
Okay.
great. Yes.
Joel, you want to address the water tower issue, and then I think Desmond has some information on property maintenance. Okay, thank you.
Hello.
We did follow up on the Williams Corner Water Tower afterward. Mrs. Bach, a couple weeks ago, concerned about the condition of the tower. The Stone Lick transmission main essentially made that 1,000-gallon reservoir redundant to the point where, after pumping that groundwater, it sat quite a bit. That 1,000,000 gallons had to be chlorinated. There's a chlorination building essentially right next to that, and they were just essentially chlorinating that without ever having to use that. So it has, as Mrs. Bach stated, been empty for the past few years as the Stone Lick transmission line could do what it needed to do. So Tim Nyer from my office did in fact talk to Mrs. Bach and told her essentially we're in the planning process right now, looking at what to do with that reservoir. Should we take it down? Is it going to be useful for future any future expansion that we do? Would that become back in critical service at that point? So action items wise, what we're going to do about it is, number one, we're completing a study this year modeling the whole water system, and we don't want to take that out of service certainly until we know what that is going to be, how that's going to affect future development. So that's number one, is we're going to complete that in 2026. Number two, we're going to get quotes to investigate taking that down, just so we have a really good idea of what those costs would be. And it is likely that that may be the case, that it's redundant and we don't need that. So we're going to go ahead and get that stuff done now. Furthermore, in the short term, as weather allows, we're going to try to use some algicide. As you all know, that's covered with trees. It gets dirty really, really quickly. We're still going to go out and try to make it look better than it does right now, just what we can do on the county side, the Water Resources Department side. So those three things are what we're going to try to do here in the short term. Commissioner Corcoran, you had another concern with all this, is the hose bib still being used.
Yes.
I've been told by my folks that is not part of the county property. It's essentially a
Yes, it is. But they are using it. I had a truck pull in again yesterday. I'm watching it. Thank you.
That won't affect our operations, but
Good.
it is actually being used for sure.
Good.
Is that tank located right down there across from United Dairy Farm? that
Yeah.
what that's at?
Right at the corner.
And we, Clermont County, own that tank? That's ours?
Yeah.
Okay. How about all the stuff that's around it? Who owns all that stuff?
Are certainly other properties. I believe
Yep.
Desmond's going to talk about that as well. That was a concern of Mrs. Bob as well. So I'll let
And they're
Desmond
cleaning that up. They're cleaning that up. The residents are cleaning it up. I've been watching that because that was an absolute mess. They must have had an order that moved in to part of that property. But there is an elderly individual that lives in that one piece of property there. Thank you.
Hi again. So Joel and I met with Ms. Bach after she came here. I believe it was last Monday with some concerns about the water tower and properties in her area. So she had taken a lot of pictures from properties that she felt, didn't look the best in the area in Stonewood Township. She didn't have addresses, so we took last week to look up the addresses, found all the addresses, we found the property owners. We made a nice chart with her concerns and some possible solutions. I sent those to, I sent the pictures and all of the information we found in Stone Lake Township. And we told them how the land bank might be able to help them. We sent it late last week. I haven't had a response from Stone Lake yet. Some of the issues look like, and I haven't been to the properties, but we'll be glad to go out with the township and look at them. Some of them look like zoning issues. Some of the pictures she sent it does look like some structures may need to be demolished, and that's certainly where the land bank can help the township. We generally go to the township first and try to, because a lot of times they know these people, they know the situations. So we really just want to meet with the township first, and then we'll offer any assistance the land bank can provide.
It's a nice neighborly thing to do.
I'll follow up I'll make a call to Stone Lake and see if we can't see
Great.
what they're thinking, and the land bank will be glad to tour the properties and see how we can help.
Super. Thank
De-
you. Thank you, Bev.
Desmond, while you're up there, could you give us like a update on the Veterans Village between you and Commissioner Bachelor?
Yes. So from our office, from the home funds, there's some home funds from HUD. We're requesting all the latest information and numbers from CMHA, their latest schedules, because we have to do a subsidy layering review to make sure all the funds is in place before we actually do an agreement for the home funds. So we're reviewing that now. We hope to have, we did send they wanted a letter from us saying the funds have been reserved. With HUD, you can't say they're committed yet until we've reviewed all the sources. We expect to be able to commit the funds hopefully in the next month, as long as our review, and at this point, we think everything's rolling along. They expect April, May timeframe for a groundbreaking. It's about an 18-month project. The ARPA funds, we do feel like those will be spent this year. We can spend those first because there's a deadline for ARPA funds. So the property
they're
will be
aware of
purchased
that.
on February 3rd by the Housing Authority. The environmental review has come back. We don't see any problems with that. That was a big step, to release HUD funds. So yeah, at this point, we think things are moving along for construction this late spring, early summer.
We're excited.
Moving along now.
Been a long time coming.
Looking good.
Thank you. Thank you, Desmond.
No, nothing else? Well, then we'll move on with the agenda, and that is item G. I'm requesting an executive session pursuant to section 121.22 G1, 121.22 G3, and 121.22 G4 of the Ohio Revised Code. 1, to consider the compensation of a public employee or more public employees. 2, to confer with the attorney for the board concerning disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent court action. And 3, preparing for, conducting, or reviewing negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
A second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran, Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. We'll return after executive session. We have returned from executive session. No actions or decisions were made. At this time, we'll move on to item I. That's member comments. Anything, board?
Do we have any county staff elected official, maybe?
We bring Dottie. You had something you wanted to talk about?
Introduce myself, Dottie Meyer, the Director of Job and Family Services, and with me is the Program Administrator for Family Children's First out of our office. And we wanted to talk about and let the public know and let the commissioners know that we're doing because of the months cold, we're doing a coat giveaway for families with children and families in need. But I'll let Ms. Gully talk about
Sure.
what's happening.
Sure. So we were awarded 240 coats this year to FCF to give out to TANF eligible kids. And I'm pleased to say that the Jeff Weiler Boys and Girls Club also gave coats to give out, so we will be able to give out coats to kids no matter what the income is. So we want them to come over to the JFS building, room 103 on Friday. We'll be in there from 9 to 11, and then also after lunch at 4, and they can come in and snack bag, however many kids live in there. Goes out there and so
That's great.
Great job getting that many in this year. That's an increase,
well,
isn't
and
it?
I'm hoping, yes, last year we got 130. So I'm hoping to build this over the years because you can continue to ask for more. They actually do get the option for shoes. So I'm thinking about maybe starting that at a smaller scale next year, just to make it harder to fit children into the. But hope to just continue to expand and get more. So.
These are nice quality. And even the coats that we got, they're warm. They've got lining, and Weiler's that they donated have. It's not only a warm coat, but they also have the capability of unzipping the arms so they can wear it as a vest as well. So
they're very nice.
They're nice coats, and we're hoping that as many people as we can get come out. Obviously, it's until supplies are exhausted. We'll be there, but it's tomorrow, and we want to make sure that we let you know, but also the community know that we have this coat giveaway tomorrow for families with kids.
And is there a qualification? Sorry. Like
there is for the ones that are from Operation Warm, which is
yes.
eligibility. But even if you do bring in your child and you are above that guideline, then we can get out of the others from Jeff Weiler, so any kid will be eligible. And I also want to say that they start out from size 3T to extra large.
Nice.
Adult. So a wide variety, and we just want to get those.
Thank you for the work. Great.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tomorrow. It is.
Is it tomorrow? Friday.
No, Friday. Sorry.
Friday the 23rd. Okay. Thank you.
We started out all discombobulated.
We're okay. It's still going.
It's in the air. This week over with.
I am too.
Okay, we'll go back to member comments. Commissioners, anything?
I thought the tour that we took to see the model was,
Oh, that was fascinating.
it was fascinating.
That's the grants.
And so the Grant statue that's actually going to be erected at Bethel Tate in front of the Grants Museum. Commissioner Corcoran has been really instrumental in that, and she invited us down to see the actual artist that is doing what would you call it, Commissioner Corcoran, a mini clay model? Is that
By Tom Tashia.
Yes.
was really neat.
Very fascinating. I like Marty Brenneman's mold of his face. And if you know anything about statuary, that they actually make those molds before they pour the concrete or whatever. But he has his clay model there now. So it was great. Very nice.
Okay, if nothing else, item J is adjournment.
The move.
I will second.
Roll call, Gail. Hurry.
Commissioner
Get this over
Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
with. Yes.
Right.
Got it.